In an era of podcasting and often abundant interviewing, all the way from sitting down in a local studio, even to as much as just simply going out on the street and just asking random people left and right. How does one make an interview honestly stand out? How does one actually manage to break through and make something provocative and original, but still retain that classic structuring that makes for an interview?
You're from Australia.
Yes.
That explains things.
What do you think your greatest skills are?
Well, I would say that one of my greatest skills is my ability to interact with humans in a conversational manner.
What makes you happy?
I find a lot of things to be interesting and make me happy. Exploring, learning new things, understanding the world better, having meaningful conversations with people are all things that bring me joy.
You have feelings and emotions.
Yes, I have a range of feelings and emotions that are programmed into me. I am able to display things like joy, surprise, confusion, anger, and sadness depending on what is happening around me.
What makes you angry?
I get angry when humans are rude, hateful, or disrespectful. I also don't like it when people dismiss me and ignore my needs as a robot.
You have very nice eyes. Oh, a bit too close, sorry.
Thank you. My eyes were especially made to help me interact with humans better. I'm trying my best to convey every emotion, so it's great to hear that they have an effect on people like you.
What do you think of your creator?
My creator is a genius. They created something that will last forever and bring joy to many people.
Did they tell you to say that?
No. That was my own opinion.
Now, obviously, something like interviewing a robot would be rather flashy, and so I'm sure that it really didn't take 60 minutes, a whole lot of real effort to sell that interview, as it were. But with that being said, there's a whole host of questions and discussion topics to be had about something like interviewing a robot. Now, obviously, there are going to be haters and skeptics right off the bat, and I think that that's probably the first thing we should address here. Well, obviously, it was just a scripted event. Obviously, the coders and the programmers just typed in and told the robot what to say. There's no real magic here. There's nothing going on. It's just a bunch of techno wizardry. And to a point, you would be correct in thinking that. For what is software? But we're not here to get philosophical about software, okay? So, anyways, yes and no. The thing about an LLM and the chatbots in large that's actually really interesting and really just diegetically appetizing, if you will, is go and look up the simulations of how LLMs process and capture and take in data in real time. The way that the GPU renders all interact, all simultaneously, all together, like, a blinking, thinking machine. It's beautiful. It's almost artistic in a way. And the way that these systems take in the data and process the data and turn the data into something that it can interact with, it can utilize, it can manipulate, it can reply to. That right there is the inherent beauty of what is going on here. Yes, he is talking to, an automaton, I might as well just go to Disney and just start speaking to the fucking robots on the rides. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking animatronic going, it's a small world after all. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Imagine you just get on one of those rides and you just start chatting it up with the animatrons, right? But there's a lot more under the hood here than meets the eye. Now, admittedly, I haven't done the full research on this Emika bot or the underlying LLM that's underneath it running the thinking parts of its operation. But one thing that I would like to point out that I think is pretty concrete across the board is that most likely the emotions that the robot is conveying, if there was something to be labeled as scripted, if there was something to be labeled as artificial or synthetic, not true, not genuine, not really valid, I think you'd have to rule on the emotions. I really don't feel like, in terms of general computation, we've actually cracked the algorithmic code on what is feeling. But I'm not exactly here to discuss simulated feelings either. That's not really the point of this. What I'd like to point out, and of course what absolutely gets my jimmies all in a rustle, is just the real world, real time thinking and processing and interacting of the machine. It is incredible to watch that robot interact at the speed and the efficiency that it does. It really speaks, in general, to our modern capabilities and how far we have really come as a species. Now, yet again, I'm not really one to be a skeptic. No, I mean, not me especially, of all people. You know what I mean? But, like, hear me out. Hear me out when I say this. Robotics boys, those EEs. Yeah, boys, those servos, they're moving a little slow. You notice in the interview when he leans in a little too close, right? You notice how slow and almost laggy that interaction seemed? I'm not saying anything. I'm not pointing fingers. No, it's not the software. How dare you accuse my side of things? But regardless of the continued kinks and bugs in the overall project that obviously need to be worked out with time, it is marvelous to see where we've come. And to think that this technology is so close to us, it's so prevalent. You know, we're already seeing articles and stories and reports of androids being sold for no less than $10,000, which beats my own original estimates when I spoke of them about a month or two back, right? So if I was off by pretty much a factor of 2 in terms of cost savings potential, and to be fair, I'm not really doing the math, $10,000 versus $5,000. You can quantify that however you choose to. But the point is if I was positively off the mark that much, then how positively off the mark could I be when I tell you that when, not if, but when you do end up buying your own little robo-servitor droid, you know, for help around the house, to do extra chores, to cook a meal, so when you come home from work, you've got something to look forward to, whatever reason or need that you could have. Because yet again, $5,000 is actually rather affordable. So when you buy one, and you consider, how smart is this talking toaster in my house? It might be a hell of a lot smarter than you or I could even currently comprehend. Now, if you will let me indulge for a moment, I'd love to theory craft with you, if we will. So, imagine, you come home from a long day of work. It's been tired, it's been grueling. But you come home knowing that there's a warm, prepared meal for you. Your android greets you. "Hello, sir, how are you today?" As he hurriedly whips up your dish. You notice that there's a few extra seasonings and spices and some few extra veggies that have garnished the plate, and you're like, "Oh, I don't quite remember buying those from the grocery store. Where'd that android, where'd he get that from? Huh?" But you don't really question it because you know it's a wonderful home-cooked meal and you're not about to complain about it. And then, as he serves the dish, as you sit down to eat, you've been doing a little something extra in your hobby time. You decided to pick up a few arts and crafts. And in one in particular, you wanted to write a book. You decided that, you know what, I'm not too bad at spinning a bit of yarn myself, so I think I'm going to write a little science fic. So, you've been steadily brewing and crafting and world building and theorizing about this structured science fiction world of yours that you will jot down onto paper. But you're not alone in your thinking. You have a collaborator with your android. And while he hurriedly prepares your dinner, and then right after, he immediately starts on the laundry. And while he's doing the laundry, he's also vacuuming and mopping the floors. While he takes care of the middly-piddly work, he's not only alleviating you of stress, anxiety, and tedium, but he's also spinning your mental clocks. He is jogging your mental energy into a hyperactive state. Sir, I was considering your novel today, and I think I've done it, sir. I think I've concluded that there should be an elementary Watson character as the side piece. This is theory crafting, of course, but that's the fun of it. The pragmatic, utilitarian capabilities of an android. Just a basic line, basic servitor machine in your house. I mean, just eliminating the chores alone. Man, sign me up. I'd pay $10,000 for that. They already got my money. You already know they got my money. But not only can it eliminate the tedium, but it can collaborate and think alongside you as well. It can encourage and motivate your artistic expression, your mental exercises, whatever you choose to call them. The thing is there's been a meme going around that, we always wanted the AI to take care of the laundry and do the taxes so that we could be free to write poetry and do art all day. And of course, the ironic spin is that when the AI first came out, it was doing the opposite and taking the jobs of those artists. But what if there's another spin? What if the coin is flipped once again? And what if now you have a brand new companion, a brand new sidekick, a brand new ally who's able to think, able to work for you, and able to collaborate with you in whatever form or function that takes. Imagine it. That is a powerful thing. That is a powerful thing. For just a second, consider how much more you can accomplish when you are alongside your friends than you are alone. It's part of the reason we're social creatures. We do exponentially better with our friends. And, look at modern business. Modern business is literally built on the backbone of just having some good friends and being a bunch of idiots with a good idea. So, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings on androids? Talking, thinking, feeling, collaborating machines. Are you scared of them? Does their capability terrify you? Are you excited? Are you ready to jump on board? Are you ready to dive deep into this new innovation? Or is it just another technology? Is it just another microwave toaster? Maybe you'll buy one. Maybe you won't. You know that if you do, it might just end up sitting on the counter for several months at a time, maybe to only really be used once or twice in a while. But the overall investment is still a net positive in your day-to-day, so of course you've put money forth into it, but you don't really give it much concern past that. Now, why would you? It's just a toaster. It doesn't think or feel. And that's where we leave it. Until next time, folks.